It's called the Smokin' Hat Podcast.
Who's going to win this battle with the lumberjacks?
Yeah, controversy is just good.
By no account is any of this true.
International politics.
Oh, but
you have to be aware of the optics.
You gotta be aware. And dude,
I don't really wash my hands ever.
We lost a significant amount of our deposit.
Those who have perpetrated this hoax.
History.
The young Turks, probably the old Turks by now.
Three coups a decade or something. But
there's actually rules against me being involved in domestic politics.
And anything else that grabs them.
You guys know that Eric Adams is the mayor
currently? Yeah.
Donald J. Trump, he's got nothing to hide.
They don't know what they're doing.
You're like, oh, okay, that track's a little bit better.
Okay, I gotta remember that.
We sure hope you enjoy it.
North of Columbia Heights, Petworth. You know Petworth?
There we go.
Pelham Bay.
Hey.
The wedding man.
How you doing?
The married man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good. We are.
How you feeling?
Good. Great. The same, really. Life continues. I just stopped correcting people that assume Jordan and I are married.
Oh, you're not?
No, we are, but everyone in Mississippi assumed the two people who live together run a small business together. Fairly so. Everybody has assumed we were married since we got here.
Got it. Were you in Antigua?
It's Antigua, dude. Antigua.
No, I've seen it written. I've seen it written down. It's Antigua.
It's Antigua and Barbuda.
Barbuda or Barbuda?
Barbuda. I don't know how they say it.
Okay. Did you go to Barbuda?
Nah, you'd have to get on a boat to go there.
Got strong opinions about Antigua, though.
Oh, dude, the Caribbean. Come on, I got very strong opinions. Yeah, I look at real estate in St. Croix all the time. I've never been to St. Croix, but it's still America. I'm not going to do it, but I have a colonial Dutch mansion that I got my eye on. Yeah,
it's it was cool. It was very interesting. I did a little Wikipedia black hole and found the first prime minister. One of his sons got locked up for helping Israelis sell weapons to the Colombians. Somehow he was a middleman, maybe literally.
Okay.
What else? So I don't know if this is true of all former British possessions, but all of the beach is like nationalized or public. Okay. So like resorts can't own the beach.
Right to roam.
They can own the property like behind the beach, like at the high tide mark. But
no one owns the beach, man.
No one owns the beach, which is kind of cool. It does mean that like random guys can come up and like try and sell you tours or something, but they're not pushing that hard.
Okay.
But yeah, the whole beach is public, and then also hotels can't like block off beach access. So they like if you've got resorts, they have to, and they I don't know what the rule is, but they have to have some sort of easement or what. They've got to have a path to the beach for people.
Okay.
So that's pretty chill. I don't think that's. I'm pretty sure that's not the case in Jamaica, or it gets to be kind of race to the bottom capitalism with some of that stuff, I assume.
My cousin, we went to Ocho Rios when I was 9. 22 Midwesterners. It was like Home Alone. And we went to Ocho Rios, which is like it's like the third city in Jamaica, or I guess the fourth. Small, but it's a little rough and tumble. And one day we took a family trip into town, and my cousin, who was my age, took a picture with a man who was dressed as a bush or as a tree. And it led to quite a debacle. The police had to get involved. So don't take pictures of bush-shaped people.
What is there? Do we know any more about that, or
I think he was trying to lure us in to a photo. Like I think he tries to like get a picture and then he demands money.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's how that went down. But it's literally we were there for a week. It rained. The beach was fake, and it washed away, and then there were just sandbags, so we couldn't go on the beach. Wasn't great. Did not have a great Ocho Rios experience in 1999, I think.
Is that in Mexico, or is that?
That's in Jamaica.
Jamaica, okay.
Yeah, Jamaica.
But But yeah, it was our first time doing a what do you call it? A like inclusive resort sort of thing, which is interesting. I mean, it was very relaxing, but it's also interesting when you start analyzing it and thinking it's like probably like an airline where they're just trying to keep people sedate. Like the bars are open from like 10 in the morning to 10 at night.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to trying to feed you and like keep you drinking if you want, but like it's also the type of resort. It's like a couples only resort. So
was it a Sandals?
No, it was not. It was Coco. It was a smaller. Some Jamaican guy has opened up these. Like you get your own little cottage, and they're all freestanding.
Cool.
Which is a design he's copied in a lot of places successfully since. But it was just like seemed like it was like they were trying to just make sure you were just like on an even keel.
Yeah.
There are a couple of British guys who seemed like they were trying to fight back by getting a little. No one was boisterously drunk, but yeah, they're just trying to keep you like sedate, which is fine. We did some snorkeling and we did a beach tour. We did a thing on a boat, but it's kind of just like you eat everything there. Your beach, there's 2 beaches there. There's 3 little mini bars, and they're just like you go get. Did you peanut.
swim up bar?
No, not that fancy.
Okay, it's kind of gross. I've done that a couple times. I don't love it.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, I don't really see the appeal. If I'm swimming, I kind of want to be swimming. They have some floaty things. We did some paddleboarding.
There was a resort in I think it was Bahamas where they had a swim up bar for the parents, and the next door there's like a little kiddie pool, also swim up bar. You get like juice boxes and stuff. So they were just like training the kids.
Yeah,
like from the beginning. Like very weird to see like a bunch of kids like sitting at the bar in the pool, juice boxes,
no, dude.
milk.
Virgin pina coladas.
I know. When I was a kid, I remember going to Bermuda once, and my family went to a thing that had a swim up bar. And you don't, unless you're like 17, 18, maybe on the cusp there, you don't care. You're just like, hell yeah, I could get a Coke.
Yeah,
and I can
you get a wristband with a drink package. Yeah. Oh, drink package.
A soda in the pool is still pretty cool if you're 12.
We went to Mexico like 7 years ago, Puerto Vallarta, and there was a Sheraton timeshare, swim up bar. All the booze was included, but the margaritas they made every morning in a water jug thing that you dispense with the button. And they just took the sun all day, and then they would give them to you on ice, but like they were pretty gnarly, because they were just getting blasted by the sun. They weren't like chilled. So it was just sitting there like up on a pedestal. And then when they needed the next one, they was just flipping on top, and it was like hot. And they would put it on ice, but no, it was tough. But I mean, it's great. I didn't really care, but you had to ask for the Hornitos, which I don't even think is very good tequila, but they had whatever was in the thing was free. So yeah.
I think one of the coolest things was this is a birding thing, but they've got a type of bird there called a banana quit, which is like a little warbly, like small sized bird.
They usually don't go too far from the park.
a yellow front. And I noticed one morning that there was like a sugar packet from the little coffee station on the ground. I was like, we haven't touched that thing. And I realized we had left the door to the bathroom open because it's like 80 degrees all the time. And there's an outdoor shower. Anyways, I realized, I was like looking at it. I was like, how did that get there? And then I realized the birds have figured out how to fly into the rooms and then around, like do a little button hook to where the coffee thing is and pick out the sugar packets. And I talked to the hotel, one of the managers, about it. He's like, yeah, I thought it was like mice for the longest time, but then I realized it was the birds, and they only eat the brown sugar,
not the sweet and low, not the stevia. Yeah.
They know what it is. They call them sugar birds because they steal sugar all the time. They've probably been doing it since the plantation days. Because we also saw them, they'd land on your table and try and get sugar out of the sugar bowl for coffee and stuff.
Have they thrown off the British yoke yet? Are they independent, or are they still? Is it still?
No, it's a country. I guess they're Commonwealth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's its own country.
Because they did a tour. William and what's her face did a tour a couple years ago.
Okay, and they went to Antigua.
Yeah. Also in Bahamas, my Uber driver had strong feelings. Strong
Pro, against, we're against?
No, very anti, yeah. Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to kind of make the case for pro. I would think.
I'm sure there's minor economic benefit, but it can't be that strong. You want to be attached to the British economy right now? I don't think so, right?
Man, the Brits are loud and annoying though. There's a lot of. I mean, I was thinking that until like a classic, like loud New Yorker couple got there, and I was like, I guess it's not the accent, it's the personality.
Dude, Kennedy Airport, you can fly to every island in the Caribbean. It's insane.
Well, it's the biggest Caribbean population anywhere. Okay. That's why, like, they have the big Juve. I learned how to pronounce this. Juve is that big, like, West Indies holiday. It's it's like Juneteenth, but for the West Indies, because when the British in 1833 ended slavery, it ended slavery for like 90% of the Caribbean. So they have Juve starts at like 4 in the morning. Yeah, it starts super early in the morning. Parade? Yeah, it's in Brooklyn. I've run into it. I've run into it. Huh?
Are we pro parades? This is a big big issue in the election, right? Which parades are you for?
They asked what parades are you for, and what parades would you add?
And what parades are you against?
Sliwa had like 20 that he would add. Cuomo said he liked all the parades, and then Mamdani said he hadn't thought about parades. And then Sliwa was like, "What do you mean you haven't thought about parades? That's crazy." And it was delightful.
No, he had the best line of the debate, though, because then he was like, every parade has the right to exist in New York. I don't know if that was like an Israel like subtext, but it was hilarious. It was a great line.
Oh, Sliwa said it.
Sliwa said that, yeah. All the parades have the right to exist. Yeah, it's so funny.
Dude, having him up there has totally like changed the dynamic of every debate. Because Cuomo just wants to fight Mamdani, but Sliwa hates Cuomo so much that it just made for very funny. Like Sliwa would hammer Cuomo. Mamdani would try to look nonplussed and kind of ignore the whole thing. And then Sliwa would just be bashing Cuomo, and Cuomo didn't know what to do. He didn't want to look mean. And,
and they put him in the middle, which makes it the best. Yeah.
There was the meme going around, and it was like, question from the moderator. It was like a brief answer from Mamdani, a polished answer from Cuomo, and then it was Sliwa saying something like, in 1987, I was on a scooter in Staten Island, and I saw a pigeon fly into a bus, and I've been thinking about bus stops ever, and he would just go on these like insane rants. There was a moment where Mamdani and Sliwa got into an argument about a subway station in Queens. They were going back and forth about if it was necessary and walking from 35th Avenue to 10th Avenue or whatever the deal was. And you could tell Cuomo had no idea what they were talking about. And Sliwa was like, I've ridden every subway in the city and I've walked every corner, and you don't need one there. You do need, and it was great. And then Cuomo was just like, I don't know where or what you're talking about. It's great.
We talk, Mamdani is brought up in the Palestine Book Club, which I went to today, because Mamdani's father, because in the academic circles, he's written stuff that's like,
Mahmoud.
Yeah, that they're teaching in their classes, or at least JT, the sociology professor, is.
Is he a Palestine scholar? What's his deal?
No, but he is an anthropology in African history. So I guess there's like comparative stuff, and there's things, lenses you could apply, and insights.
He did a lot on like war on terror. He wrote a lot about like Muslims, war on terror.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
But what is it?
It's near and there.
Is what?
Near and there.
Oh yeah, in the Mississippi Masala. It's like Mississippi Masala. I've never seen it.
Denzel. Yeah, great movie.
Oh, this
Denzel
is his mom.
Yeah.
His mom made a movie about Denzel Washington going to like Mississippi. No. This Indian family has to leave Uganda and moves to Mississippi. And there's like a relationship with like a local guy, Denzel, and the daughter. And everybody's against it, but they don't really know why. Because they're like, you're not white, but you're not black. Like, great. A lot of like confused culture.
But yeah, campus is like, I think a lot of classes are canceled tomorrow because Turning Point is coming to Ole Miss.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, JD's going, right? JD and Erica.
I believe so. Yeah, and there's going to be like some student groups are hosting like counter programming. But yeah, I don't know how true this is if all classes are canceled, but one of my employees who's a student was like, yeah, there's no classes tomorrow. I'm like, well, there might be, your classes might be canceled. I don't know what's going on, but I think there is a palpable tension on campus ahead of this.
They're not protesting because Lane is going to take the LSU job.
No, but I did learn, this is another thing we were talking about. So one of the guy there, I guess there's a big quarterback named Trinidad playing for Ole Miss now. And so they're putting Trinidad flags all around Oxford. And then
wait, Trinidad the country?
Yeah.
They call him Winnidad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Winnidad.
But
D2.
we were talking about Caribbean politics, and JT's one of the professors, his wife is his father-in-law is from St. Kitts, but there was like, some pan Caribbeanism, and he's like, yeah, I don't think he likes the idea of the Trinidad flag being used for this meme at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
He's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He was like a Ferris State Division II quarterback, and then Lane found him. And now he's like a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. Okay, so TP USA coming to Ole Miss. Now, this whole TP USA going to all these colleges, have they been going to the big colleges for a while? Is this regular stuff?
I haven't been in college for a while, man.
All right.
TP, you know TP? You're not down with TP?
I don't think they came to Tufts University.
Like,
I can tell you.
Really? I mean, they would have come to Notre Dame.
But
I just don't think it existed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember
that's
when.
The funny thing, like they. I got a delay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so McCain, Obama. Yeah, you got a delay. We got to get that. What's up with that DC Ethernet? So Notre Dame, McCain won the election on campus. I mean, how many college campuses in America did McCain beat Obama on? But in the student election that like we voted for on campus, it was like McCain 54-46. Crazy.
I imagine.
Wait,
I don't know.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
How? Oh, Riley's. We're losing them.
Wow. Oh man, jeez.
I imagine probably states that probably been going to bigger state schools for I don't know, as long as they're doing it. That's going to be their bread and butter.
Yeah.
I mean, Ole Miss 98% acceptance rate.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
I come back and you're talking shit about
you
Ole Miss. That idiot.
No,
anybody could get in there.
Those state schools, that's what they're there for.
I had to get an 18 on the ACT to get into Ole Miss.
Did you get a scholarship based on your ACT score?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousins live in West Virginia.
No, you're good, I think.
You seem faster.
Better, okay. I was like 5 minutes behind.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
What day is it? Yeah. No, my cousins in West Virginia, same thing. Like 18 gets you in, like 21 got you I think a full ride or something to WVU or Marshall.
Louisiana has that 21 to get you a full ride to like LSU, Southeastern, Tech.
Can I go to Tech?
Mississippi doesn't really fund public education. So it's like you get like close, but you have to have like a decent. You have to have like a 28 or something to get a full ride.
That's pretty high.
but then like if you they're okay. But it, like I had a lot of classes where like halfway through, like the professor would just be like, "You're curved out. Like you don't have to come. Like you don't have to take the final." Because like the bar was, whereas like compared to like I was talking to people at the wedding, James, who like people who teach like Biff and stuff, and they're like they can't give a kid a B. Like, you can't give a kid, if you give a kid a B at MIT,
Princeton.
like their life is over. So like nobody gets, there's like grade inflation is out of control.
That's not,
where like
but
this is not really the case. Like there's a very good curve. Like there's
the
C's,
joke
there's D's, there's F's,
there
like,
was this was always a point of contention at Tufts because we're always like making fun of Harvard for their grade inflation because we didn't have grade inflation. Like empirically, I think you could prove it as opposed to Harvard. Yeah, there's a lot of A's because there's a lot of people paying to be there and they're uptight and blah blah blah.
I heard about that in graduate school. I didn't know that was happening undergrad. Because I definitely got a C in Notre Dame. Yeah. I didn't go to class for 2 months.
It would make more sense for it would make more sense like in grad school. Why do you care if you get a C? Do people like you're getting the master's degree as an investment?
Yeah, I never showed anyone my GPA.
Yeah,
in grad school.
You're paying, for that. I don't think they have a GPA. Do they have that?
For a master's program?
I got grades, but
didn't you get grades? Orion, didn't you get grades?
I think it was just pass-fail.
Oh, really? Oh.
No, I think it's like pass-fail. Yeah, I think it's like Middle East studies. It's not real.
See if you can adjust your satellite on the roof. Might get a better connect.
They're so bad. Hold on.
Do you have? Is it Starlink? Do you have Starlink in the basement?
Yeah, I'm just Starlink. That's all I have.
Hitting the satellites.
I'm all in on.
Dude, I bring it on planes and I just pull it out and I put it by the window. Yeah. I make content and then that like Mars catalog guy on Twitter retweets it and I go viral. Like setting up my Starlink.
I watch the free stuff you can access via your phone if you watch a 20-second ad. I watched The Mummy on one of the flights back. It's great. I was
Mummy holds up. I love The Mummy. Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is kind of the Arabic in it is real and the bar is low for that. But I was like, did you ever watch or read Real Bad Arabs about Arab depiction in American media?
I think I did like 2 presentations on it. Yeah.
I was trying to remember if The Mummy was good or bad. I was like, it's probably bad. The kill count of the kind of nameless Arabs is high, but then there's like the Magi, the protectors of the
right.
They seem kind of cool. But I think overall it was not a flattering portrayal. Although like historical things were at least accurate.
The Mummy's tremendous. Yeah.
They took the care to be like, he's like an American member of the French Foreign Legion. Like, okay, I guess that's plausible for the time and place.
Brendan, what's his last name? Fraser. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I didn't see The Whale, but I heard about The Whale. Seems like a good guy.
Bring Orion back, he says. There you go.
All right.
Turn the lights out. That'll help.
I feel like that might help. The light was taking a lot of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Your shot looks really good now too. That's good.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I think I'm better.
Good. We're doing great.
I just moved it, adjusted it.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally read that article. Now that Keenan showed me how to destroy the economic model of the internet.
Oh, the paywall.
Paywall. Yeah, I didn't know that. Have you guys just not been having paywalls forever? That's a big deal. Are we allowed to talk about that? I was like, are we allowed to talk about that on the podcast?
Elon tweets that link out once a week.
Is it illegal?
I don't know.
It's kind of a weird gray zone because it's not like you're getting around the paywall. You're using these internet archives.
Right. Which makes sense because they do it every day. They
everything that's on the internet.
There's some things won't work. Like FT is very powerful. I find it hard to use it on FT sometimes, but for the most part, like all the magazines.
Bloomberg by hard.
Really? Are you trying to get at some Bloomberg?
Bloomberg's got good stuff, but you can't get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a terminal at home, or what are you doing? Are you day trading?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Day trade.
Yeah.
I exclusively day trade. Nothing lasts a day.
Duh. Right.
No value.
Chotiner, I can't believe, man. He just lets people dig their own hole, and they want to dig.
It's so good because all he'll just say is like,
"What do you mean by that?"
I don't understand. And then they just go, they just tank.
It's very
just,
powerful.
All he does is like look confused, and people just get offended that they're not communicating correctly, and just burn.
Did you see the one with Aaron David Miller? And he said, "What was the line?
The State Department guy,
yeah." And he said, "Just between the two of us." And Chotiner said, "Well, it's an interview, but okay." And then he just published the whole thing.
Is that what was that? Is that the article where the guy, I forget the one where the interviewee was talking about Noam Chomsky as his mentor and saying how like this funny story about like Noam Chomsky and the guys, he wrote a book about Star Wars and
the Cass Sunstein one.
Yeah, that one. I mean, they're all like they all work the same way. And he's
not
like,
Chomsky. It was
not
Nixon's,
Chomsky, Kissinger. Sorry, Kissinger. Yeah, he's like, maybe cut the Kissinger stuff.
It's like, do they not know how these interviews work? Because like he's done this all the time. I mean, he always publishes the whole. He just publishes the whole transcript. It's like
people
they didn't
must
read
just
a
think
single other
if
thing by him.
If it's not being recorded on a camera, they must just interact differently than they would if they were on TV. Because if they're on TV, they would never like say anything that they wouldn't want to say. But when you're just talking to somebody with a recorder there, probably just start going.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they haven't read, like they don't think he's gonna like put into a narrative. It's like, no, it's just literally gonna be the interview.
I think we talked about this last time we talked about him, Keenan. It's also you're probably he's probably pretty good at what we don't see, which is just sort of like a much larger interview where he's like kind of making them feel a little bit more comfortable. And that might be like we might be only getting the tip of the iceberg stuff. It's hard to know. Although it does seem like there's a flow, like you're not getting a ton of like rant, to the conversation.
So you think it is heavily edited down to the good stuff?
Yeah.
Edited for clarity.
Okay.
He does say that.
He does he'll show himself getting interrupted. So I sort of had the idea in my head that maybe like this is just everything that happened, but so it is edited for clarity. Okay.
I think there's like a lot of him getting them comfortable or something so that they're ready
they're ready.
But I don't know. It's incredible.
What do you think about Karine Jean-Pierre?
Didn't like her as a press secretary, and doesn't seem like she's got much original thoughts. She like her talking points.
Somewhat original.
Well, the original.
She's very postmodern, right? She's sitting there and she's going on, and she's saying like, "That's your perspective. This is my perspective."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, these things happened." And she's really grappling with the fact that someone's just sort of showing her reality and feels like she hasn't really looked at an alternative. Not that there is an alternative, but no one has shown her reality in a long time. And it seemed to surprise her.
The Washington Post book review of her book, which came out, I don't know, a couple of days before or something. Man, what a 1-2 punch for her. But like, it was pretty interesting, or I think did the perfect job of like writing her up when it's like, she's like a version of like a pretty milquetoast Democrat Party idea of identity politics, like from 15 years ago. Like none of this seems to have like reckoned with like the last 15 years of like how we think about identity politics or really politics at all. And
I feel like she's very 2017. I feel like she hasn't reckoned with the last 4.5 years, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, this isn't working at all. It's that Mark Maron joke that we annoyed America into fascism. And you're like, this kind of seems like it might be part of it. Yeah.
So how long until she's got a Newsmax show?
You think she goes right?
Well, kind of that weird, right? Like, isn't Newsmax, that's Cuomo? right? Like it's like
News Nation.
That's
News Nation. Yeah, that's what she would
Newsmax.
be. Yeah,
Newsmax.
Newsmax is no full right.
I
Yeah,
think
she'd
it's
be
the
News
Moonies.
Nation.
I think it's the Examiner guy.
Yeah. News Nation, I think, is where she fits in.
Yeah. So this is all a book tour. I missed the whole this is a book tour thing. What did they say about the book?
Oh, dude.
The funny thing was her title. I think Chotiner talked about this. The title is "Inside a Broken White House," and she's like, "It was broken about Biden's White House because you're defending it." And she goes, "I'm talking about Trump's White House." And it's like, why would you be writing a book about the?
Why would anyone expect that from your book? You, the press secretary, and face and voice of.
Okay, I didn't understand what was happening there. I saw that part.
No one. It's like, so confusing.
Okay.
Also, the best part was the Harris thing of like everyone attacked Harris and didn't give her a chance. Also, I never thought she could win. It was so good.
That does seem to be the thing. Is like you can be mad about 90 different things, but she didn't win for 90 different reasons, but she didn't win, right? This is the reality of the situation. And everyone's like, oh no, she didn't. She's saying she didn't win because of, she's a woman of color, right. The way misogyny works in this country, the way racism works in this country. But I knew that was going to happen anyway. But it's not, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's not fair. Of course it's not fair. But
right.
Yeah.
But we had to lose to respect the dignity of Joe Biden.
That's a great point.
And also Joe Biden,
he's a very, what is the word? Dignified. What's the, what did she kept talking about him as a, I don't know. She's like, he's a nice guy.
Honorable. Decent. Did you say honorable? Decent. Yeah.
Decent. Yeah. All right. There's a lot of fucking decent people in this country.
Right. Who do you think, what should we have done? Should we have done the open primary?
Well, probably should have flipped them out more than 8 weeks before the election.
Right.
I mean, it is possible that they should, if they'd waited too long and then it was crazy. I don't know if an open primary would work, but I think they'd already, by the time it was Biden, the debate had happened, Trump had been shot. I think it was done.
I know.
It was over.
Yeah.
The Butler, Pennsylvania, whatever, that was kind of. But if it had flipped it in the summer, when was it? When did they change it? Given, I don't know, a normal primary time,
a normal primary in February, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe you would have gotten Kamala anyway, and then it would have been the same thing, or maybe Pete wins.
That's what I feel like. I feel like she just would have won the Democratic primary because who's going to be the next one? We don't have anyone now. Chris Murphy? I don't know. I don't think so.
Also, just because name recognition is the main thing for most people. They're so she probably would have just won it. She might not have won. She was pretty bad in 2020.
Yeah.
At actually getting people to vote for her. So not convinced she would have won anyway.
Yeah.
There's nobody now. Now it's Newsom.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be Newsom.
Yeah.
Newsom or the Hilton guy.
Who's that?
Pritzker.
Oh, the Hilton guy. Pritzker.
Hilton money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we elect a big man?
I know.
He's
America ready for a big man again?
What do you mean? All right, we just got to go back. You don't have to go
Coolidge?
back.
You want to talk Coolidge and Taft? What are we doing? Free
TV. Feels very
about 100 years ago. That's we're talking. That's our average president was portly, I would think.
But this is the Nixon Kennedy debate, right? We just haven't put a portly man on television enough.
Well, we need a fatter, richer, angrier man to beat Trump, right? Is that kind of the play? Is that's the Pritzker play?
If that's the play, then that's Pritzker.
He's kind of mean.
Is he? Okay.
I think, yeah. Or you just have this, Don Jr.'s wife's ex. That's Newsom, right?
Tiger Woods? Oh, that's the other one. Yeah.
No.
Kimberly,
who is it?
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Dates not Don Jr., the other one.
No, I think Kimberly Guilfoyle did date Don Jr., but
she was married to Newsom before that.
And then Ty Trump, who's Donnie's daughter, Don Jr.'s daughter, his mother, is dating Tiger Woods, or she was. So, because Kimberly Guilfoyle is not the mother of Don Jr.'s kids, but yeah, I do know she was married to Gaff.
Yeah,
dude, you go to presidential portraits. Number 2, John Adams.
Auto pen. Oh,
John Adams. He's not. I don't know if he's a big man, but he's got full cheeks. And then how far do we have to go,
dude? How
are
do
we
you
fat
get?
shaming presidents? Is that the segment?
How do you get big in 1795?
I think it's pretty easy.
Was it?
Just
okay. A lot of
lard.
bread. Just
That was
heavy
the
bread.
only kind of.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
probably you're just eating more. It's not as easy as you've got like highly caloric. What do you call it? Vanishing caloric density snacks all the time. But I think you could probably do it. All right, here we go.
No Cheetos.
Grover Cleveland,
Mhm.
big man.
Who died in the bathtub? Taft? Or got pneumonia?
That would be Taft. Taft's the big guy.
Thank you.
It's a legend about him getting stuck in a White House bathtub.
A false legend or just a legend?
A legend.
It's
Alleged.
alleged.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, it's false.
Okay.
He did get an oversized tub installed for him,
Got lifted in,
which is honestly at the same. It's either he got stuck in the regular size one, or he had
one of these is wrong. Yeah, they can't both be true. Yeah.
Who else we got? Taft. Yeah, I'm looking at Taft. That's probably he might be our biggest.
Okay, wait. Can we talk about bathtubs for a second?
Sure.
So I read a book called Ritz and who's the chef? Escoffier. Ritz and Escoffier. Like 120 years ago, there really were not restaurants and people were dirty.
Yeah.
Like everybody was dirty, smelled terrible. Their hands were disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And Ritz, as in Ritz-Carlton, like invented the hotel and brought in Escoffier, who established how a professional kitchen should work, how to subdivide the tasks, the different chefs. And he brought him in. And there's this story about this hotel in London. And they put in 1905, like a place to wash your hands before you ate. And everybody was like, what? This is insane. And they had never washed their hands before they ate. Like literally there weren't restaurants where people were clean.
Well, now you see why Islam is so revolutionary.
No, for real, right? Like
That's
washing
fascinating.
hands, like a technology.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Famously, King Hussein had some exchange with somebody else. I think it was King Hussein, or I don't know, talking about like how clean it was to eat with your hands. And he's like, well, I wash my hands 5 times a day. And do you know how clean that fork is, or where it's been before you put it into your mouth, or something like some sort of folk wisdom thing about that.
Typically,
that I remember being told multiple times in Jordan about like how A, wise and smart King Hussein was, and B, the pointing out the logic of the cleanliness of eating with your hands and the importance of wudu. Anyways,
I read something that when people came back from the Crusades, they had been exposed to methods of shaving that like revolutionized personal hygiene in England. I don't know if that's true, but I saw that somewhere and it was like a big deal. And they brought it back to England and like everybody changed how they shaved after the Crusades.
It's ironic because now everybody goes to the Middle East, comes back with a beard.
And
like a cigarette.
Look at that.
It's happening.
How did
So
we
didn't
get
talk
to
about John Candy.
Oh wait, let's talk about John Candy. Did you watch this documentary?
He was not a president, but he was a big man.
He was a big man.
Okay, tremendous documentary on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Oh wait, I did see it. I didn't watch it though.
Okay. I'm only 55 minutes in, but it's delightful. I mean, the people who run American comedy are 9 people who were all in Toronto in 1979.
Yeah.
Like it's Catherine O'Hara, it's Eugene Levy, it's Rick Moranis, it's John Candy was there, Martin Short was there.
Was Norm Macdonald there?
Norm Macdonald wasn't there, but he came later. But all that improv, that SCTV and Second City, and then Bill Murray ended up there or amongst them, Dan Aykroyd, the whole comedy world comes from 9 people partying in Toronto in 1979. It's crazy. Ivan Reitman, the guy, Venkman or no, Spangler from Ghostbusters. And then I think he directed Stripes, all those movies in the 80s. It's just one group of 9 people.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is there a book about this? I'd read that book.
I'm sure there is.
I'd also read a book. Did you read a book about Ritz and Escoffier or?
Yeah.
What's all right? Send me that.
It's called Ritz. It's called Ritz and Escoffier. It's a very
hotelier, the chef, and the rise of the leisure class.
So I was really into baking 2023, kind of post-COVID. I did that one. I did this one called Provence, 1976. It's all about Julia Child and Jacques Pepin in the French countryside, and then coming back to America and teaching Americans how to cook. This other thing is that when everyone in America smoked, nobody could taste anything. So nobody cared how food tasted.
Yeah.
And then as people stopped smoking, they could taste things. And they became increasingly aware of what they were eating. So this whole thing is like, oh, the food was so bland in 1952. You're like, yeah, no one cared. But he was smoking Marlboro Reds and just didn't worry about it.
Right, and they were drunk.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the other thing, right? They used to put I was in Scotland, and they would put beer in the workshops, and you would just go and ladle yourself some beer throughout the day because it was healthier than the water.
Right. Yeah, it's healthier.
And then everybody was drunk all the time. So they invented like the first soda was invented in Scotland because they didn't want everyone to be drunk all the time. So there's a soda that's orange called Iron Brew, and it's just sugar and caffeine. It's orange. It tastes like Coke. It's weird, but it's still in Scotland. And it says right on the side of the can, it's like, this was invented so that people could work and not be drunk all day, drinking Iron Brew. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, no, I went to the Sazerac house. Did you go to the Sazerac house when you were in New Orleans?
Yes.
It's like the free museum. They give you it's like a made up thing.
Right on Bourbon Street, right?
Yeah, it's an aside quickly. It's like the Sazerac, like it was like, oh, did you like drink Sazerac whiskey in New Orleans? It's like, no, that wasn't a thing. It's like the Sazerac family.
It's a mixed drink, right?
Well, Sazerac is a mixed drink that was invented at Brennan's, but the company that made, there was a company that made cognac going back to like French, like 1700s and stuff. They're the 3rd largest seller of spirits. So they have like Buffalo Trace, SoCo, a bunch of stuff. They decided to like they said, we're going to call ourselves the Sazerac family because they're kind of loosely related to that, and make like a brand. So it's kind of like last 5 years they've tried to make it a thing. They renamed one of their whiskeys Sazerac. But anyway, I went to this museum. It's pretty cool. If you go, it's free. You go in, they'll give you like a drink on every floor, which is like popular in New Orleans.
I don't think I did. I think I walked by it. It's right there. It's like on Bourbon Street. Okay.
Yeah, they've made it. The building was like condemned for a long time. They like bought it and redid it.
Okay.
But apparently there's a whole history of drinking and like public health exhibit. And they talk about how like in the one of the Spanish-French wars in the Caribbean, the French were drinking wine and the Spanish were drinking rum. When you drink rum, it's stronger. So they would put limes in it and it prevented scurvy. And so the Spanish won, and they were like, it's because we're drinking rum, and they just started drinking rum all the time, and they're like, but it's like 100 years later, they figured out it's limes. But for a long time, people thought, oh yeah, like rum is super good for you.
They didn't control all the variables. You got to control all the variables.
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. What do you call it? The image of the planes that come back. Doing the analysis of the bullet holes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with the plane with all the red dots on it.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
All right.
Where are you
Dame,
at with?
What do you think?
Okay, talk to me.
What do you think? Notre Dame playoffs?
Yeah, we're fine. The team's getting better. No, no one's going to beat Ohio State. So
no one's going to beat Ohio State. But do they have a tough record or tough schedule?
No, the Big Ten has made it so that all the good teams kind of avoid each other. They're scheduling it that way because they don't want to do the SEC thing where they all kill each other. So I don't think Ohio State's going to win out, and then they're going to smash Oregon. Well, yeah, we'll see. But they'll beat Oregon in the play or in the conference championship, and no, I don't think anyone's going to touch them. We're pretty good. We're getting better. Those first 2 games, we had a new defensive coordinator. We were a mess. We beat USC pretty easily. We're good, but I don't think we're going to beat Ohio State.
I guess Ohio State plays Penn State, right? So they thought that was going to be a good, tough
That's
game.
what it was. They thought that was exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and they had Texas. So they had Texas and Penn State, and then both of those teams, Arch, it's not panning out. So
come on. It's that high-end prep football in New Orleans didn't prepare Arch.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a scandal. Who knows, though? Could be a good comeback story.
For Arch.
Mississippi State. For Arch, yeah.
Yeah. Hey. That kid needs a break, man.
That kid, it's tough. It's tough out there.
Tough out there
Tough out there for a Manning.
Cooper's son.
Yeah, it's rough. Energy magnate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's richer than both of his brothers, right?
Yeah, something like that. He is big in energy.
And Earl. Down there on the bayou, the Earl.
Yeah.
Jimbo, did you interact with this hurricane?
No, I mean, the Caribbean is huge when you think about it. I was closer to Venezuela than I was to Jamaica.
Okay. But it came through, no?
No.
Did it go north?
Didn't even register for us. I don't know if it hit any. I don't think it made landfall anywhere until Jamaica now.
Port Jamaica. Yeah. It's going to cross. Yeah, it's going to mess up Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Now, you were talking about hurricane chasers. Are there hurricane chasers?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I think it's the same thing as being
funny. It's funny concept though, because they move very slow. I guess they just go to where they're going to make landfall.
But these weather guys, they get in the planes that go into the eye of the storm, and observe
the hurricane hunters. Hurricane hunters do that. They're out of Gulfport. The hurricane hunters is like a part of the Coast Guard, maybe the Air Force. I think the Air Force, who are based in Gulfport.
Saw the eye wall. That looked cool.
They go in. They fly a C-130, like a souped-up one, into the hurricane and have all these gizmos, like that Twister movie, and track everything.
Well, so I've seen. There's some of those guys. Do you know that? Do you know the Twitter word signifier for the weather people is WX? You see all these accounts and they end in WX. It's kind of like OSINT or something, but it means you're there. You're on Twitter and talk about weather. So all these accounts ending in WX. There's some of them that are, they go into the planes, I guess, with the hurricane hunters. There's other guys, I don't know, they're going out to Jamaica. They're there now. I'm seeing tweets from them.
I saw the CNN guys just in a hotel waiting for the roof to get blown off.
Yeah, I mean, some guys are there to collect data. They're bringing special equipment with them, and I think some people are just you do see this weird it is kind of like OSINT dudes where they're entranced by the the sheer destructive power of these storms.
Well, that same guy way you shared.
You get really into I don't know, people freaking blowing themselves up in urban guerrilla warfare,
Philip Seymour Hoffman in Twister.
Was Philip Seymour Hoffman in Twister?
Dude, watch it again.
The original.
Probably stole the show.
Really?
He's rusty. He's got the Oklahoma hat and he drives the little RV. And whenever he sees a Twister, he's like, "It's beautiful." He's that guy. It's great.
Hey, I gotta go. I'm losing my spot here.
All right.
Oh,
This is good.
Yeah, it was
Next time
great, dude.
I got to fix the satellite. We'll get it worked out.
Yeah, dude, get the Starlink figured out. See if you upgrade the plan. See how it goes.
Yeah. No, I'll be in the basement next time. All right.
Cool,
Bye.
dude.
See you.
nice.
Bye, O'Reilly.
Bye, right.
Jimbo, should we look at some things or how you
Yeah.
feeling?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know what's happened in the world. I've been in. We did a phone sort of cleanse. We were not on our phones in Antigua.
Oh, it's great.
It's great, but it's also hard because then you just look and judge all the other people on their phones, and like that replaces your phone is like judging people.
Did you watch White Lotus with the phone cleanse?
Oh yeah, we saw that season. Yeah, we've seen all three.
It's good.
And I get it too. I'd never been to a resort like that, but it is really interesting people watching. So I can see how Mike White, who's a funky guy, he's a thinker. If you could probably go to any resort, you're just like, what is happening here?
Yeah, Ned Schneebly from School of Rock.
That is yes, yeah.
We went to a wedding in Tulum, Mexico, 6 years ago. We had just moved to New York. We went down to Tulum, which is south of Cancun. It's the bougier Cancun now. And my friend got married at this little hotel, and we go to the beach bar, and everyone at the bar was from Manhattan. It wasn't just from New York City. They were from Manhattan. They lived like 3 streets away from us. You know, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, wow, we're going to go immerse ourselves in the culture. And it was a Scottish bartender, and everybody at the bar was from Manhattan. It's like, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's look. Let's see what happened. All right, did you see this Canada business?
What would Trudeau and Katy Perry?
Oh, okay. That's we'll get to that. I don't have that on my sheet, but where are you at with Katy Perry? Is she Canadian?
It looks like
I don't know. I don't think so. I just know that she's fighting this evil lawsuit against an elderly couple, an elderly guy, trying to seize their land or something. She's in like a real estate lawsuit battle against like a very, very sympathetic counterparty. And
the owner of the Milwaukee Brewers the Brewers are sort of this feisty underdog, but he's a junk bond billionaire who worked for the Milken boys in the 90s. I don't really know what these words mean, but he has a house in Malibu, and he was stealing the sand from the beach and it like blew up. So now whenever the Brewers don't spend money, they're like, oh, he's just stealing sand. You know, it's like a very unsympathetic thing where he was sending backhoes down to the beach and they were taking the sand off the beach in Malibu. And you're like, not a great look.
Well, her last album was also really bad. She had her moment with pop and it was really good, and she hasn't seemed able to get it back. Then she went on that SpaceX flight and I don't know, did some stupid...
Oh yeah, when Bezos tripped, that was fun.
Yeah,
he shoots one rocket up there with Gail King, and when's the next one going up?
I don't know.
Do you think we went to the moon? Did we talk about this?
No,
I was with some people in Milwaukee, and they don't think we went to the moon. And when I talk about the flags and the photos and everything.
Yeah.
The only I don't really know about any of that, and maybe some of them are fake from what I can tell. Like they might have shared footage from training, and people are like, "Oh, this means they didn't go." The Russians and the Chinese were watching the moon, and they would have really loved if we didn't go to the moon, and they think we went to the moon. Yeah. So that was where I landed. I'm like, maybe I don't know about flags and zero gravity and
right. The first you would have heard about us not going to the moon would have been from
the Russian,
I don't know, Russia. Yeah, whatever Russia Today was.
Totally
40 years, 50 years ago.
Yeah, and they can't see it, but they can tell if there was like a disruption on the surface.
Yeah,
and they did note disruptions on the surface. So I don't know. That's where I landed on the moon. But yeah, smart people. Don't think we went to the moon. I don't know if they're smart, but well-educated people. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. This is the government of Ontario dropped this baby. So the World Series is going on. Dodgers versus Blue Jays.
Mhm.
So Toronto is in the World Series. A lot of Americans are watching a Canadian team. So the government of Ontario put this baby up during game 1.
Like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, when someone says, let's...
Okay, so Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but that's where you're losing people already. Is this ad is assuming the political literacy of their target audience recognizes the voice of Ronald Reagan. And
here we go. Here we go. Immediately after, this is brought to Donnie's attention. Canada cheated and got caught. They fraudulently took a big buy ad saying that Ronald Reagan did not like tariffs when actually he loved tariffs for our country and its national security. Canada is trying to illegally influence the United States Supreme Court and one of the most important rulings in our country. Canada has long cheated on tariffs, charging our farmers as much as 400%. Now they and other countries can't take advantage of the U.S. any longer. Thank you to the Ronald Reagan Foundation for exposing this fraud. Make America great again. And then he immediately cut off trade talks with Canada after this one. So the Canadian or the ad from they checked on the Ronald Reagan Foundation. The Ronald Reagan Foundation said that this was taken out of context. Everybody has analyzed the whole thing. It was not at all taken out of context. Here's Trump.
Yeah, but that's also just that you're assuming, like, ignore any of this. You're assuming that to a 20-year-old MAGA voter, they're like, oh, that's Ronnie. Like, he's the OG. We got to go. They don't fucking care. That's like ancient history. It doesn't even matter. They're more interested in the Halo meme. Have you seen these memes?
It's coming up. I have a whole. We got a Halo section coming up. I have questions.
That's what matters more.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But it bothered Donnie.
Yeah,
because Donnie, they like their heroes. This is so good.
They cheated on a commercial. Reagan loved tariffs, and they said he didn't. And I guess it was AI or something. They cheated badly. Canada got caught cheating on a commercial. Can you believe it?
He cheated.
Hold that Reagan come this Monday, but it's airing it during his first 2 World Series games. Well, it's a crooked ad. I heard he's airing it. Canada, that's why I pulled everything. With Canada, they did a crooked ad. They knew it was Ronald Reagan loved tariffs. What they did is really dishonest. And I heard they were pulling the ad. I didn't know they were putting it on a little bit more. They could have pulled it tonight. Pull it Monday. Well, that's dirty playing. But I can play dirtier than they can, It's not on the really very dishonest.
That's it. So they cheated on the ad, AI, et cetera, et cetera.
I didn't know about this with Canada. That hurts. That's probably bad for farmers because we are, I think, I don't know what the percent. There's a quite a big. Let's look.
Significant trading partner.
80% of our potash comes from Canada. Now, potash is...
Talk to me about potash.
Potassium, and that's one of your 3 macronutrients for plants, right? You get NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus.
It's so good you're here. Yeah.
Wait,
that's what potash is? It goes into the soil?
Yeah. For if you're doing organic, it's potassium. Yeah, I was making sure. Sometimes the 2 P's confuse me.
Is it in the earth or do you grow it?
What do you mean?
Like, what is potash? Like, if I dig it
up. So
potash,
I think. Remember the Dead Sea looking like Mordor when we were there? Yeah. I think it's to get it in. To get it in the amounts that you just like spread rock, like high percentage, like a high percentage rock application,
Yeah.
you'd have to like dig it up and distill it, or I don't know what their process is.
Okay.
That's the difference between one of the differences between conventional organic agriculture is you get this highly concentrated stuff that doesn't physically occur in nature, and you distill it, you mine it, and you're essentially mining it and distilling it into a chemical.
Organic does that.
No, the conventional.
Okay.
Organic takes stuff that's like, less efficient but naturally occurring. So like if I needed potassium, what do I get it from? I'm trying
Bananas.
to
Yeah.
No.
If you got a cramp.
Let me think. I'm trying to think. Organic potassium. Omri. You'd get not sulfate of potash. There's different sources. But anyways, you get it through something that, for my phosphorus, I get that from like seabird guano, for example, or for nitrogen that comes from like fish hydrolysate, which I think is like chopped up fish guts processed. And,
is there a place that has many seabirds and they just harvest the guano?
Yeah, I don't know what island it's coming from, but
Okay.
Theoretically, yes. Historically, guano has been a big fertilizer. It used to be we only got it organically.
But we can also
we figured out different ways to get it.
Ace Ventura 2, famously bat guano.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey eats it. Okay, here's Carney reacting to Trump.
Control, or at least heavily influence, is developing new partnerships and opportunities, including with the economic giants of Asia, which is the focus of this in Canada. And we can also...
So anyway, Carney's going to go to Asia, see if he can make some new friends, because he's had enough of this. Okay, next thing. Did you hear about Donnie's aptitude test?
Yeah, he's talking about his like dementia tests versus AOC's IQ.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
I love Rubio. I like these Air Force One. How do they upload these? Are they in the sky and they're uploading? Good Wi-Fi.
I mean, if I could get Wi-Fi on the United enough to watch The Mummy, then
yeah,
I guess they could probably figure this out.
They're doing it. All right, here we go.
A low IQ person, they have AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test, have her pass like the exams that I decided to take when I was at Walter Reed. Those are very hard. They're really aptitude tests, I guess, in a certain way, but they're cognitive tests. Let AOC go against Trump. Let Jasmine go against Trump. I don't think Jasmine. The first couple of questions are easy: a tiger, an elephant, a giraffe. When you get up to about 5 or 6, and then when you get up to 10 and 20 and 25, they couldn't come close to answering any of those questions.
Okay, so Donnie talking about this test he took at Walter Reed. Now the test, the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. Here we go. Here's what we're looking at. So the first one appears to be a connect the dots activity where you go from 1 to A to 2 to B to 3 to C to 4 to 5 to E. Great. And then you have to draw a cube, which is tremendous. You then have to draw a clock that indicates 10 past 11. Then you have to name 3 animals: lion, rhino.
Yeah, well, he said for the first 3 are hard. Let's go to 25.
25. Okay, let's go down. They do get harder. Read a list of words. Subject must repeat them. Face, velvet, church, daisy, red. Do 2 trials. Even if first trial is successful, do a recall after 5 minutes. I can see the recall being hard after 5 minutes. You read them numbers, 4 or 5 numbers. They have to read them in a row and then read them back to you backwards. Then you read a list of letters. They must tap their hand each time you say the letter A. Then you have to subtract 7 from 100 5 times. Great. Abstraction, similarity between a banana and an orange. They're both fruits. A train and a bicycle, both methods of transportation. Watch and a ruler, both ways of measuring things. And then you give them the recall of the words again. And then they have to tell you the month, the date, and the year. This person only got a 19 out of 30. I think it's this test every time because it's for people with dementia. So I don't think they make it hard.
This
I
is
don't
not.
think they don't have a bunch of animals that they mix in later on. It's just this is the test, and you see if they can still do it. So anyway, that's tremendous. Okay, great. Pete Hegseth. Okay, did you see we're dumping planes off the side of the Nimitz? So within
Didn't this happen a while ago in Yemen?
Okay, so this happened off the Red Sea. I think we've lost 4 planes since Hegseth has been, or 4 aircraft since Hegseth has been Secretary of Defense. This happened maybe last Friday. They lost a fighter jet and a helicopter 30 minutes apart. Now, I don't think Brian Krasenstein, I'm not sure we can actually say that this is a 1 in a 5 billion occurrence, but it does seem like that's a lot of aircraft to lose within 30 minutes.
Now, I wouldn't I don't know, how can you really write this all the way up the chain? It seems like this is probably whatever structures are in place that are allowing this to happen are endemic Navy problem that's been around for a while, but
it's a very reasonable, rational take there, James. I think you're probably absolutely right. I imagine if this happened during Joe Biden's term, this would be on the news for 3 weeks. But yes, I think you're probably exactly right. I think it's probably tricky to land airplanes on a boat.
Yeah.
But I don't really know a lot about it. Okay, great. We're moving. Here we go. Pete Hegseth wore a Russia tie to the meeting with Zelensky, I believe. Now he's saying this is an America tie, but that shade of navy, that's not our shade, is it?
No.
It's got that Ruski look about it. He's saying no big deal. What do you think that's about? I mean, Pete likes Russia. This is it, right?
It's not like, you reach into your tie drawer and are like
doesn't seem like he doesn't have like a Jerry Garcia tie that his kids got for him for Christmas. He's like, no, I'm going with the red, white, and blue today.
No,
it feels like a choice.
The red, white, and navy.
Red, white, and navy. Okay, Russia tie. Okay, let's talk Halo.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Destroy the flood. So this is a ICE ad superimposed with it's a Halo screenshot. This is like the loading screen, right? I feel like I remember this.
Maybe.
Yeah. So the guy who made Halo is kind of a wild right-wing guy. Is this what I was hearing?
How many? I don't think that's. I think there's a lot.
The guy who made this score, and I believe he's running for office.
This guy who, there's a whole other side conversation happening because all this is relevant because Halo is being re-released and it's going to PlayStation.
Cross-platform.
Yeah. There's a whole thing where, and now we can thank President Trump for ending the console wars.
I saw that.
So there's this whole side thing going on. I did see this composer guy talking about the level design and how they've changed it so you can skip parts of level. Anyways, I did not know that. I did see he was running for Congress or something. I did not see that he's what his political affiliations are. It is a good score. Now, what do we think about the art in that person, man? Because the Halo score is very, very good. It's like I played that game. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember. Now, are people still playing the original Halo? Is that what's happening? You can play it like retro games on these new platforms. I didn't think people still...
They've remastered it to hell.
Okay.
Partially because they've never been able to do the studio that originally created Halo famously fumbled the bag, as the kids would say.
Really?
Yeah, I think they made a couple good games, and then they couldn't figure out what to do, and they keep re-releasing things, and it has just never been as good as like the first, I don't know, 2 or 3. And the studios have been trying to figure out what to do. This is why we're getting a remake, is because they couldn't figure out, a new good Halo. So
there's a lot to talk about in the design of video games, right? Like there's a big takes the years, this whole GTA 6, 7 business.
Yeah. But so is the composer of the score a loony?
Might be.
Uh-oh.
Did you attend many LAN parties as a youth?
No, because wasn't.
We would bring it over. We'd bring the Xbox and you would LAN them up, and then we could get 8 going on 2 different TVs in a basement.
Was it Halo? Halo was 4-player split screen.
Right.
And then which was Halo 2, one of the first big online games? It must have been. I think Halo 2 you started to be able to play online against each other.
Okay. I had moved on to Call of Duty by the time. I didn't play much online Halo, but we used to bring the Xboxes, sleep over.
Yeah.
This dude had a projector. We'd have one on the TV, one on the projector. You could do 8. It's incredible.
No, I would do 4-player, and that was fun. I don't think we ever figured out how to put Ethernet cables together and find a big enough TV.
Yeah.
And nowadays you can't even get games you can play together. Everybody's got to buy their own PlayStation.
Is that true? Really?
There's very few games that you can play like 2. Definitely, there's no games I think you can do 4-player split screen because.
What kind of console do you have right now? You got a PS5?
I got a PS5.
Sweet. Okay, my brother's trying to get me to get a Switch. Where are you at? You anti Nintendo?
No, I don't care. It's just totally different games. You play
Really?
Zelda. The big games are all Zeldas for the Switch.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. It would destroy my life. I would. I can't do it.
No, you gotta get a PS5 and play Battlefield 6.
It's all very tempting. I would play so much. Yeah.
You say that. I think you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
My brain is not wired in like the healthiest way, probably with dopamine shit like that. But like, I don't know. You're also an adult. You're like 2 hours, especially with this competitive online gaming. It's like exhausting. I could not. I can get sucked into single player games big time. The online stuff, you're just like, all right, that's enough. Like this is.
Dude, I used to be a formidable FIFA and formidable NHL 09 player in college. And then in my mid-20s, I went back online for a day. And I got absolutely rocked by a kid in England who made fun of me. I remember it vividly. I remember all the mean things he said to me. I put the controller down. I was like, this can't be my life. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I was humiliated. I was like, oh, I'm really good. I played with a team that wasn't that good. He beat me like 9-0. He was making fun of my American accent the whole time. It was tough.
Yeah.
Yep. Those kids. Okay.
But so anyways, that's it. That's probably a better, to be fair, a better job than Canada did of a stupid political meme that doesn't really change anything.
Okay.
I wonder if Microsoft tells them the question is like, is Microsoft going to do a cease and desist?
Does Microsoft own Halo at this point? That's where it lands. Okay.
For sure. Because they also didn't they just get hit with a copyright takedown order, same account, ICE or DHS, for a management song or something?
Yeah, MGMT. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see the ad because it got pulled. Was it Time to Pretend? What was it?
Little Dark Age.
It does feel like everything's aimed at 35-year-old men. Like that is the vibe of this toxic.
Well, so here's the question. Maybe the poster themselves is telling on us a little bit. They're telling on themselves a little bit.
I think so. I think we might know who's behind all this. Okay. Netanyahu, the ceasefire is not going well. He does not want Turks in the long-term security of Gaza. just a note. I feel like this week there weren't any formal wild things. I mean, I guess the Canada thing, but we used to have. It felt like every week we were solving Gaza, quote unquote. We were doing a Russia summit. Feels like this week was just like the rolling chaos.
What are they saying over in Asia? Isn't Trump?
Trump was walking around with the Emperor of Japan.
Does he think that's who's in charge?
He did appear lost, but I'm no longer. Whenever I see Donnie's standing there, he's still coherent. I mean, he might be out of his mind, but he's present as he's out of his mind. People were trying to make it seem like he didn't know where he was going in a ballroom. Maybe, I don't know. But Don Jr. just got a drone contract. So Donnie's got a drone company, Don Jr. I think we're going to get paywalled here. Trump linked drone company with Pentagon contract. It's not a huge contract, but he got on the board a year ago, and now they have a large Pentagon contract for drones. No Turks in Gaza. Oh, this was fun. Okay, did you read this one? U.S. sought to lure Maduro's pilot into betraying the Venezuelan leader. It's like a very half-hearted effort to arrest Maduro by a semi-retired Homeland Security official who he was the military attaché to the Dominican Republic, which I can't imagine is a very high post in the grand scheme of things. But he got word that Maduro had sent his private jets to the Dominican Republic to get repaired.
Yeah.
And he went over to the hangar and found the pilots. And he struck up a conversation with them, got one of their phone numbers, and over the course of a couple years would text the guy and be like, whenever you want to fly him to the Dominican Republic, I'll give you, he would send him the new bounty price, which was up to 50 million. And he said, whenever you're ready, just fly him here. And the guy was like, I am not a coward. I am a patriot. We are not like you. And the payoff is it didn't work out, but this military attaché in the Dominican Republic tried to get the private jet pilot for Maduro to just fly him to an extradition country.
It's not a bad.
I know it's not bad.
If that's your goal, then yeah, that's not a bad way of going about it. I would assume.
Yeah.
So how'd this come out? The pilot was finally got sick of the texts, or?
It's a great question, actually. I don't know how it came out. It's all reported. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Yeah, a wiry former Army Ranger from Puerto Rico, Lopez was leading the agency's investigations into transnational crime in the Caribbean.
So he's trying to brag about his thing that didn't work.
That's a great question. Actually, it's an important one. I don't know.
Mm.
The plan comes together. Treasure trove of intelligence. And then the guy retired, but he still had the phone number. So the American guy was still texting him in retirement. He felt that he had an unfinished mission to complete. After the August text about the $50 million reward, Lopez sent another one saying there's still time to be a hero. Are you crazy? A little, yada, yada. Let's see. Anything at the end? Anyway, I'm not sure. But yeah, there you go. So he took a shot at that. That was in the AP yesterday. And then what's our last one here? Oh, yeah. And the last one's Karine Jean-Pierre talking to Chotiner. So, yeah, man. Oh, okay. I got a book.
Well, the other thing, didn't Texas? No, was it Trump? It was Trump talking about like if the national he's going to find some other armed forces to throw at American cities. He's like, the National Guard's not enough.
They're developing a rapid response force that's going to be ready by April. Deploy. Yeah. And they just fired, I think today, 14 ICE field office heads in Denver, New Orleans, kind of smaller cities where I think the ICE field office was not being the way. I guess there's a guy in Chicago, Greg Bovino, and he's a wild man, true believer, and he's the one stoking all the videos that we're seeing. And I think it's some of the other ICE offices, they're still just pursuing, criminal cases, and they're not trying to do the spectacle. They just fired 14 field office heads. So I imagine, and I think it was driven not by, Tom Homan said that it was crazy what was happening, but it was Corey Lewandowski, who's Trump's old, campaign head, who's currently, I believe, allegedly sleeping with Kristi Noem, who spearheaded this whole effort. So, yeah. Hang on up.
Do you catch the clip where Scott Bessent said he's a farmer because he leases $25 million of farmland to farmers?
Bill Gates is also a farmer.
Yeah.
Bill Gates might be the biggest farmer.
Yeah, you could say.
Yeah, we call him Farmer Bill. Oh, he had an article today where he said that we need to tone down our climate panic. So I guess the story is Bill is rolling over, because I think there's a huge climate summit in London right now that we are not attending. The COP or whatever that means. I'm not sure what that stands for. I think it happens every year. We're not going, and Bill Gates usually goes and gives a big speech. He is not giving any speech, and then he released I guess he publishes notes or something periodically, and he published one that said we need to tone down our rhetoric, and that actually we're probably going to be fine, and that we need to quit worrying so much.
So was Melinda the climate part of that relationship? And
I think there's probably a lot of money to be made on government contracts with AI right now, and it's not a good time for Donnie to be annoyed with your climate activism.
Melinda cited personal reasons, including Bill Gates's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, as a factor.
For the divorce?
Yeah.
He also had a hall pass. There was a lot of juicy details in there. He had a hall pass once a year. That doesn't seem great. And I think it was the secretary, and I think they knew it. I mean, it's just all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not great. Okay, good book, Rec.
Yeah.
I'm not through it. But
I'm gonna read the Ritz book.
Ritz and Escoffier is it's easy breezy, it's fun.
Yeah.
This one is the CIA Book Club.
Yeah,
and
about that.
Yeah, and it is, I don't know, I'm on the Kindle, like 20% in. And it's not just about the journals and stuff like the Endeavor and kind of that whole Paris Review. We're going to fund all these people. It's the actual underground printing presses in Poland in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And how for very little money, they would produce like a staggering amount of books. And that every activist who was a significant leader in the anti-communist movement in Poland had these books. And there were guys who would go into a barn because all of the printing equipment was heavily monitored by the government. So if you had an old printing press, the only ones that weren't monitored were old ones. And there's a scene where these guys go into a barn for like a week, crank out 60,000 copies of a book. The authors said that they had over 1 million arm movements between the two of them to crank these out in a week. So when I'm like standing there annoyed at the sewer, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even in the same universe. And these guys are just smoking cigarettes and there's tons of chemicals and they're in a barn just cranking out pamphlets and copies of 1984 and all this kind of stuff. So it's a little more like the actual guys. And then you learn a lot about the Polish secret police, which were, the prisons were insane. And these guys would get picked up. They'd be in solitary confinement. They get tortured in all kinds of different ways. And it's an interesting one. And it's not, that whole Paris Review, we're going to fund these journals and whatever. Yeah. This feels a little cleaner. And it talks about how they spent nothing on it and it got cut. And they were spending $2 or $3 million, and the amount of impressions or whatever you would say about how many people got their hands on these items was astronomical compared to the dumb ways they were spending money during the Cold War.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah. Is it focused on it's focused on Poland, or was there similar?
Yeah, so far only Poland, but
you're 20% in, so
20% in. So I'll keep you posted. But it came out a year ago. I feel like we could talk to the guy.
Sure.
So
I'll read it.
Yeah, I think he's a Guardian. It's Charlie Winter. I think he's a Guardian
journalist.
journalist.
Sounds British.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of 400 view YouTube interviews with him. I think we could probably get him on. So, anyway, so yeah, check that out. That's pretty good. And then, yeah, I'm still reading my postmodern, just books that are titled Truth, and I'm just getting lost by Oxford.
I know what Charlie Winter used to. If he's the same guy I'm thinking about, he talked Syria for a little bit. War on the Rocks.
I feel like it.
Jihadology.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Huh.
Yeah. Yes. The name sounded familiar. I feel like I had come across him before. So yeah, it's pretty well written. The anecdotes are very compelling. And no, I don't know anything about Poland. So it was interesting to hear the cruelty of the Polish secret police. So yeah, so far so good on that one. What about you? Did you get through the comedians? What'd you read down in?
No, I had gotten halfway through the comedians previously, and I don't know where I left off. I was trying to wrap up this book for the Palestine Book Club. The book of
what'd you guys read?
The Book of Disappearance, which is a relatively new novel. I did it mostly in Arabic, and then in a panic. Well, I finished the last 30 pages in English today.
Is anyone else reading it in Arabic in the club?
I don't know what Graham Pitts did. The other the professor of Arabic couldn't come today. He did. I'm going to try and talk to him about it.
Nice.
What was I going to say?
Is it good?
Yeah.
What's the plot?
All the Palestinians living in Israel disappear like overnight, and
the leftovers.
Yeah, and it's kind of like there's like farcical sort of like, it's a little bit satire, and then part of the narrative is the journals of one of the Palestinian guys, a Palestinian friend of an Israeli. So the narrative is told through this Israeli journalist guy who's commenting on the aftermath, and then also him reading his Palestinian neighbor's journal, which is a lot of him talking about his grandmother's memories of living in Jaffa. So there's like stuff about staying behind and dispossession, memory, and then there's also, on the other hand, a lot of stuff about like sort of absurdist humor about the Israeli reactions, where at first they're all afraid and they're like, what are the Palestinians planning? Or like, how could they betray us like this? And all this sort of, there's a range of takes that Israeli society would have. It's pretty funny at points. It's a good novel. I'm trying to remember. This was only 8 hours ago I was talking about it, but it's all a blur.
Did you see this American, what's the guy's name? Jasper Infinite Jez is his Substack. I forget his actual name, but he had this, he's in the West Bank, and he's with a family of Palestinian Americans, a doctor from LA, some people with money, and they have olive tree farms or land with olive trees on it. And there's a settlement on the top of the hill, and he got chased down by a mob of settlers. They smashed his car window.
Yes. Yeah.
They brutalized some old lady who was picking olives.
Yeah.
And he reached out to the embassy, and it's like Chuck Schumer hasn't said a word. Like, he basically is attacked in the West Bank. A bunch of Americans are getting attacked in the West Bank, and like nobody's saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and what I just see something that American Colonel has come out about. He's alarmed about the
Shireen Abu Akleh.
Yeah. About the American Palestinian journalist who was killed. He's like, I don't think they really took our report seriously. And it's like, well, who was it? Well, let's look at this like bleeding heart guy. Who is he? He is the former commandant of Gitmo.
Yeah.
So, if that guy's kind of raising the whistle, whistleblowing, raising the flag, you might want to take it with a grain of salt, right?
What in this Infinite Jez guy is texting with people at the embassy, and at first they're helpful, and then I think they realize the scope of what a PR disaster it was. I mean, it wasn't a huge disaster, but it did get out there in a lot of media. And then all of a sudden, the embassy is no help at all. The guy like shuts down. So at first he's showing all these text messages, and he's like, "Look at this guy is sympathetic. He's at the embassy. He's saying this is crazy. We're gonna try to do something." And then the next day, he's like, "You're on your own. There's nothing we can do. We're so sorry." And so, yep.
Yeah. So it's
cool. All right, dude. Anything else we should talk about?
Nah. Nope.
Cool.
It's all on my radar.
That's all I got.
Missed you last week. Oh, it's Charlie English, not Charlie Winter. Charlie Winter is some random counterterrorism sort of think tank guy.
Right.
Totally different than whoever Charlie English is.
Okay. I think he is a Guardian guy. I should have known his name was English because he's English. So, anyway.
Too easy.
All right.
All right.
Cool, dude. Have a good week.
Man.
I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Later,
Cheers.
Jimbo.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You don't want to leave.
We'll see you all next time on the Smoke and Hat Podcast.